This is a video on how to complete numbers 46 through 50 on your final exam review. So number 46 says George sees a home he would like and computes that he would need to borrow $225,000 from the bank over a 30-year period. Gus's monthly payment will be $1,353.78. What will his total interest be for the duration of the loan, or for 30 years? Well, you just go to your old calculator here, maybe the Google calculator. Google calculator. Now we're at a calculator, and it says that his mortgage was $1,353.78. $1,353.78. That's his monthly payment. Okay. Well, if he pays that every month in a year, so that's 12 months in a year. In a year, he pays that much. If he does that for 30 years, so times 30 years, he pays that much. That's how much he's paying the bank. So to figure out the interest, you just subtract his mortgage, or what he borrowed, $255,000. Because he borrowed that, so anything more than that he pays is interest. So the answer is $232,360. 2,200. Come on, buddy. Let's write it in red, because why not? 200. What did we say? 33,000. 32,000. $360.80 in interest. Maria's net worth is $165,000. Last year, she had a net worth of $185,000. What is the approximate percent of increase or decrease between this year and last year? This is kind of a messed up question for the final exam, because it's actually from the first half of the course. But percent increase, percent decrease, you do initial amount, easy for me to say, your final amount minus initial amount, take the absolute value and divide it by the initial amount, and then multiply it times 100. So it's final. Embarrassing. It's final minus the initial. You take the absolute value divided by initial times 100. And you might have something like different words in your notes or whatever, but take where you ended up. We ended up at 165,000 minus 185, which is where we started. We're going to take the absolute value, which just means make it positive, and we're going to divide it by where we started. So 185. We're going to multiply it times 100. Okay. And you think we get what? We know it's a decrease. It's like a 10.8% decrease. Yeah. Should get 10.8% decrease. That's the answer. 48. Ricardo is buying a home for $250,000. He has been approved for 5% over 30 years. His monthly mortgage is that. How much interest does he pay in his first month? Well, I just added this, so sorry about that. But there'll be a final exam documents thing in Google Classroom. Here's the amortization table. You'll use this during the final exam. You put in how much you borrowed, which you're going to assume is $250,000. Okay, at 5%, and just make sure your monthly payments match up, just so you just to check, and it does. Okay, and then we go to the first payment. That was the beginning balance, how much you borrowed. That's how much the monthly payment is. Same thing every month. This is how much of the payment went towards interest. This is how much it went towards principal. So deducting from the balance, and here's how much is left that you still owe after that amount. So the answer would be $1,041.67. 1,040 something, whatever it said, 41.67. Okay, you couldn't have got that without the amortization table unless you do some formulas and we're real savvy. Ricardo is buying a home for $250,000. Ricardo's buying a home for $250,000. He's been approved for 5% mortgage. His monthly mortgage will be that. What's his balance? Use the same amortization table. Look at the balance. 249.67. 249,699.61. So that's that answer. And then the last one, Mitchell's buying a house for 150 grand. He's going to put 18% down. What's the mortgage amount? So you could subtract 18% of 150, or you could find 12% of 150,000. Excuse me, 82%. So let's go 150,000 times 0.18. You get that. Should get 27,000. Do 150,000 minus 27,000. Answer is 123,000. Please send me an email if you have any more questions.